Alright, hello, it's Supreme Senpai, and I'm just going to address some of the announcements that Sushi made, and some of the suggestions and discussion that was also made. I might also go into Game Talk and analyze some of that. This is a new series, and I'm just experimenting, so if you don't like it, make sure to comment on how I can improve it, or tell me that you want something else, anything. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, so a lot of people have speculated that the next update is going to be Hinami, including some YouTubers like Traf. I mean, and we can see here that he is making mesh deformation. And mesh deformation is awesome. I only did one slide so far as a test, but really I'm super excited for it all to come out. So obviously he's saying here that he wants the mesh deformation in what appears to be the Hinami Kagune to, come out. I may need to juggle updates, so this might not be the first thing he posts. There may be other updates, or updates that co-occur with Rihina 1. Like, make this in the background while I update something you guys can actually experience. Yeah, something like that. I'll probably ping when I finish the model and repost. This was posted at 9:45 AM for me. Alright, that was just a quick startup. Let's get into the real part of this video. Oh, there's some good ones right here. A lot of analysis that has been put, especially with this guy, Shiexuru. Alright, let's start off with this then. Tatura K1 C revamp. C should be more of an arg, I'm fired up. It should do a slight pushback of flames whenever C is activated. It will be the classic old self ignition, but just extra fire traveling. C should also slightly buff other moves. R gets 19% larger, makes the temporati. Alright. Ro-Ghoul isn't all English, so an acceptable mistake. Can we get an F in the chat for this man? Temporati. Active for about a minute, with a 20-second cooldown. Blocks 90% damage during active C? During active C? Wow. Alright. I'm gonna stop you right there, buddy. With the special that is going to last until the Tatura dies, for it to block 90% of the damage. That is a very big buff you're requesting there. I mean, the dash is increased by 10%. Yeah, I agree. Maybe the C should be buffed, but not so much that it reduces 90% of the damage. That's like you have to do the Takizawa combo 10 times to kill. Everyone would switch over to Tatura until it gets balanced. If this did happen, I'm fired up. Yep, I agree. R should get larger, really. 19% larger. I agree that the move should be buffed. Maybe not 19%, that's a bit much, but maybe slightly. The E should be a holdable move that just keeps spitting fire everywhere. Of course, damage greatly reduced. No damage reduction. That's a interesting thing. He wants 90% damage reduction and a holdable E. F is the classic TP, but if it lands after the flame shit it does, it slaps you out. Alright, sounds to me that he uses Tatura, he likes Tatura, and he wants it to be buffed. I can agree with some of the suggestions he is posting up, but not all of them. Especially the 90% damage, that's a bit much. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Asset new game pass, add a new game pass, cause extra mass. Oh, that's actually a smart idea. 250 Robux, so Alex can be rolling in Robux after he makes this game pass, and maybe convert it to money and buy some more assets for the game. So I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Asset can rework. Part 1. So you know how many fucking Kagene's Kaneji has? Well, we could have the original 6 stages reworked, and for the re-versions you have to press C. It doesn't sound dumb per se. It would. I mean, the C has always meant to be a bonus special. It has meant to be a move, whether it switches modes. Maybe not C. There could be. It's plausible, but I don't think it fits with the current or how Sushi wanted the game to be designed. Asset One-Eyed Ghoul, make it a cosmetic, 250 Robux or 50 Robux. Ooh. Man, Pokemon Red really loves the mask right here, man. Oh, what was this? The 9th of February this year. God, I've been... Oh. Well, I've been rating suggestions all the way back from February, and it's September now. I didn't realize that at first, but let's go down a little. Or maybe this is American, because we use European here. Oh wait, hang on, I just realized. Oh, the first one is the month, and the second one is the day. Should realize that early. Alright, let's give one go. Asset loot boxes. Add loot boxes for cosmetics such as new mask, one-eyed, maybe even or hat, hands, anti-feet propaganda is among us. I gotta say, bro, I love my feet. Oh, add loot boxes. Oh, yeah, that could be a fun mechanic in the game. And games are all about fun. This could be, I don't know. It's a nice idea. Could work. Asset game mechanic, weapon tree. Give us a separate point system to the current one that influences your Kagune or Quinque. It gains experience by killing players with it. Oh. Ah, so the more you kill players, but then that would make killing players a lot more rewarding, and right now there is no reward to kill players, so there would be a lot more, or a slight increase in, PvP. But then how would it work? New players, do they give you less points? Like, it doesn't make sense, because less players, do they give you a point? Do they not? Because it's a point system, right? So if you kill one player at one point, maybe if it's below a certain level they can't fight, who knows. But that's a really good idea. I like this one. This is pretty, yeah, I like it. I'm giving it an upvote. Oh, no upvotes. Well, dude, sorry. If this was added, we would see a definitive increase in the C move being used. It's just, this is interesting, huh? And you're not gonna hit the C every time. Wow. And this might trigger a slight increase in Quinque users, just because of that slight buff. That's how it works. Asset L nerf. It really isn't enough. Since I suppose it was intended to range F to have a 4.5 second cooldown, but make it so that the cooldown starts after you use the move, not when you press the key, since it's basically a 2-second cooldown. Ah. Yeah, I understand what he's saying. Because the execution timing for the ranged F is basically, you can I see. So he wants the L to use the move, then the cooldown restarts. Yeah, because right now you can essentially abuse the timings by just quick switching Quinques, especially if you have that trainer equipped. I'm not sure what it is, the Arata or the Quinque switching trainer. Oh, CEO of Noro Industries' second suggestion. My man. Asset Alnerf Part 2. I get it, but I'll require so much skill, okay, and it doesn't justify the weapon being broken. Most of it is because the weapon is so reliable. Bro, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything, but all of these, I guess they get the point over. It doesn't matter how they type the English. because the weapon is so reliable, it has no weaknesses and a lot of pros. Yeah, I disagree. Every weapon has weaknesses. There's no weapon with a lot of pros and no weaknesses. It just doesn't exist unless it's Sea Katana. Of course, there's no weaknesses with Sea Katana, but other than that, every weapon has flaws, every weapon has pros. That's how life works. There is no god weapon. You can counter everything. That's why PvP is so prevalent in this game. You really can't just say it has no weaknesses and a lot of pros. There's always a grey area. It's not... You can't idealize it or devalue a weapon. There's always going to be pros and cons to which level of combat that it's suited in. Because this is a meta weapon, it's going to be used at the highest level of play. Like Gozaki, for example, he's a pretty good AL user, but he can get killed sometimes by Quinques. He can destroy Quinque users. It depends on the skill. And skill just relates to experience, how hard you work, and how dedicated you are, and how confident you are. It's really all. So, AL doesn't have a lot of pros without weaknesses. It has weaknesses. For example, the range, when using it, it's hard to aim at close range. That's a weakness. There's also a lack of range with the melee moves, and it's hard to chase down very aggressive weapons that are falling back, like Jason. There are plenty of other weaknesses that if I gave more thought to, I'm sure I could come up with, but yeah. The AL nerfing is unnecessary since there are Quinques that can beat ALs, and there are some ALs that can beat Quinques. There's always a grey area. You can't just diss AL like that. Alright, let's see what he has to say. Decrease E range down to 200 studs. Oh. It's not a bad idea. I mean, the E is pretty... Yeah, the E's cooldown is pretty low, and... Yeah, because the ranged E is one of the most overpowered moves of AL. Yeah. Decrease range E damage... Wait, decrease range E damage down to 20%. You're being really unclear here. CEO of Noro Industries. Oh, I'm gonna nut to that name later, I swear to God. Alright. But, I'm not sure what you meant by that, buddy, but, good luck with that. Ranged F cooldown now starts after. Yep, I agree with that. Increase melee E cooldown to 3.5 seconds. I mean, there's no reason to do that. I mean, it does have a short cooldown, but maybe if you miss the cooldown, maybe it could be 3.5. But if you hit the E, then it could be increased to 3.5. But maybe just let it stay as it is if it misses, because if it misses, then it's pretty useless. And most of the time, people aren't gonna be hitting the E. If they hit the E, then they can get the whole combo off, right? ERF. Decrease the range E travel speed down to 40%. You're just taking away one of the most you're taking away the pros of one of the biggest pros of AL, and that is its ability to feign aggression. I mean, it can actually be aggressive, and because it has a ranged and a melee mode, it can be aggressive while using ranged. That's what I like about AL. That's why my main weapon. I've switched to Quinque, but I don't like it. I'm gonna make a video on why I dislike Quinque. It's not bad, I just don't like it. I'm an AL guy, so. And decrease the F range down to 250 studs. Yeah, again, I don't see a point to decreasing the F range. Okay, you can either do this nerf or this nerf, not both. AL, I'm not sure AL needs a nerf. It's fine the way it is because it's not dominating across the playing field.